he's tough. He's good at certain things, and he's there to fight the whole time. He does have a lot of weaknesses I think I can exploit. And I think coming down to 55 is not going to be as easy as he thinks it is. You know, I have a hard 3 rounds in me, plus some. You know, I train with some of the best guys in Canada, some of the best guys in the States. You know, at MMA Lab, all great 155ers. So I'm ready for whatever he throws at me. It's not going to be anything I haven't seen before. You know, he's going to be good at some things, and I'm wondering how the weight cut's going to affect him. I'm not banking on it, but we'll see.
So let's talk about your training. Who do you train with to prepare for this fight?
I spent 7 weeks in Arizona with at the MMA Lab with John Crouch, Ben Henderson, Efren Escudero, Jamie Varner, John Tuck, a bunch of other 155ers that are awesome. So, you know,
They've really pushed your pace, pushed your game.
This is the best I've felt. You know, no excuses. This is the best camp I've had. You know, no major injuries. You know, we're all going to end up with bumps and bruises, but it's part of the game. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to fighting for once. It's been a long time. As I spit on you, sorry.
Oh, good.
I was going to say, it's got to feel good to be fighting in Canada and the UFC again, except for the first 2 go away. So,
you know, that last fight was really close, I thought. You know, I blew up my knee about 20 to 30 seconds in. I think it would have been a different fight. But I don't like to play in the world of what ifs. It's just going to drive me crazy. So, you know, Cholish was tough fight, tough loss. But I'm looking to bounce back, get a little bit of redemption.
How long until you were able to get back in the gym after the knee injury? I mean, how many months did that put you
I
out?
had to get full surgery, rehab, 6 months, you know. I kind of focused a little bit more on my boxing, my stand-up. I think I showed it a little bit more for once, you know. But, you know, it's hard to wrestle with one knee. So I had to kind of change up how I trained. I think it made me a better fighter, made me also kind of put my priorities in the right order. You know, you have to jump 2 feet in this sport if you want to compete at the highest level. So, you know, I got my knee surgery, I got eye surgery. I got rid of some dead weight in people that I didn't need in my life that were kind of negative. So I'm really looking forward to, you know, as I said, redemption.
you guys both have 2 losses in a row, which at this point, UFC's timeline is critical territory. Obviously, that's got to play some kind of a motivating factor for you to get right?
You know,
just once the cage closes, it doesn't matter.
You know, you can't go in thinking negative, you know, in my opinion now. But at the same time, you have to look at it. I'm kind of on borrowed time. They could have cut me after that last fight. You know, it was 2 in a row. But obviously, the UFC sees something in me to keep me around. And they obviously see something in him to keep him around after 2 losses. So I think that's what makes it an exciting fight.
So you don't know what it's like to be kind of backed into a corner, though, in terms of 2 losses in a row like that. Did that change anything for you at all as you come forward? Or was the knee injury, was that the worst thing this time around?
The knee injury, you know, I kind of hit rock bottom after that last fight. You know, everything that could have went wrong in my personal life kind of did. And I think it made me a better person, you know, a stronger person. So it's really all about how you look at things. You know, half empty, half full. You know, yeah, I got backed in the corner. You got to win fights now anyway. You have to win, and you have to win them well. You have a boring fight, they're not going to use you. You know, they have no use for boring fights. They want guys that come to fight. John McGuire comes to fight. I come to fight. That's why they keep us around.
As a Canadian, how like when you go for surgery like something like that, that's all covered for you as a fighter? I mean, does the UFC's health insurance, does that even impact fellow Canadian fighters?
Yes and no. It kind of puts me on the short list for surgeries. At the same time, you know, because it happened during an event, their event insurance, I believe, covered it. But, you know, like they covered 6 months of rehab on my knee. They covered, you know, the surgery, everything. So, you know, I'm really grateful for the UFC for let alone keeping me around. But, you know, if I was fighting for some local, it would have came out of my pocket.
What specifically did Henderson teach you? How to do the splits?
No, I'm probably one of the most inflexible people you'll meet. But, you know, Ben kind of...
his hair back as he's doing it.
How to fight with a toothpick. You know, what he really taught me is, you know, hard work does pay off. And, you know, you work hard, good things happen. And, you know, he's the most humble person you'll ever meet. He's a great person, not just as a fighter. He's a great person. And I was at his black belt ceremony. I was honored to be there for it. He's a great human being. I'm glad to be, you know, part of his training camp. You know, I'm really looking forward to his fight with TJ. It's obviously a tough fight, but, you know, one of the few times I'll probably have to root against a Canadian.
Was your first camp there with them?
I did my last camp there. It was kind of short, and it was 4.5 weeks. I was supposed to go somewhere else. I kind of fell through in terms of accommodations. My manager had met Mr. Crouch, and we kind of hooked up, and I'm really happy that we did. John's a great human being, and I don't think he gets the respect as a coach that he deserves. You know, he gets kind of slagged on by some commentators and by other people for no reason. He knows his stuff, you know, and very, very intelligent. You know, I rank him up there with the Greg Jacksons, you know, all the people who are really known as excellent coaches.